guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be making pozole or pozole or pozole or however you say it. We're not quite sure, but we do know that it is a big thing right now. It's a big deal. Everybody's talking about it, everybody's making it, everybody's sharing their recipes for it. So we figured let's make one too, and by let's I mean I.
She is the cook.
So I made a green, I guess it would be called Pozole Verde today, and it has chicken and then green chilies, and we actually already have it done, so I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick.
Ooh.
And then we're going to cut into actually making the recipe, and then we're going to come back and we're going to just chit chat and enjoy our pozole. The chips, I made some chips, and it's just tortilla strips and then fried in vegetable oil, and then just with a touch of salt, just a sprinkling of salt, and that's about it. Let's cut in and let me show you guys how I made the soup first, and then we will jump back in and we will chow down on it and enjoy it. Got my trusty assistant here. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using 1 whole rotisserie chicken, 5 cloves of garlic, 1 small white onion, 1 tablespoon of salt, oregano, and chicken bouillon, 1/2 teaspoon of black peppercorns. This is for the broth. 4 bay leaves, 3 Anaheim chilies, 2 poblano chilies, 2 jalapeno peppers, 1½ teaspoons of oregano and thyme, 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of marjoram, 4 garlic cloves, and 1/2 small white onion, 12 to 14 tomatillos, 4 cans of hominy, and for the toppings we're using avocado, cabbage, cilantro, radish, white onions, and limes. Alright you guys, and to get this started, we are just using a rotisserie chicken today. I really like to use the rotisserie chicken because it automatically adds more flavor to your dish because the chicken has been roasted, and so there's already a lot of flavor in that. Also, if they come in the bags, then it's a lot less wasteful than buying raw chicken and then boxes of stock and things like that. So you can actually just pull all the chicken off and then use the skin and the bones to make your chicken broth for our soup. So I'm just picking off all the chicken, and because I'm going to boil the bones, all that extra meat is just going to fall off once I've done that, and so you want to get as much off as you can, but if you don't worry about it too much. So I'm just getting my onion ready to go into the pot to make our broth and crushing my garlic cloves. So I'm just adding in my onion, my garlic, my bay leaves, my spices, and water. For the chilies, you're going to want to roast the chilies under a high broiler. And you just want to make sure that you're turning them often and checking on them often. So once they start to blister like this, then you want to go ahead and just flip them over. And then throw those back under the broiler, and just make sure that you really keep your eye on these. Once they've blackened on all sides, go ahead and add them to a plastic bag and then seal the bag to create steam. Wait about 15 minutes, and then you can go ahead and open up the bag and start peeling the chilies. So you just want to pull the skins off of them. You can see this is an Anaheim. These ones are really slimy, and the skin on the Anaheims is very papery. It's really unpleasant to eat this type of skin on the chilies, so you definitely want to get as much of that off as possible. And then we're just pulling out all of the seeds. You can just hold them at the top and just scrape down, and all the seeds will fall right off. So the poblanos don't have quite as tough of a skin. It's a little bit softer and more edible, but you still want to try to get as much of that off as you can. But you can see I didn't get all of it off of there, so that's going to be just fine. And then for the jalapenos, you don't have to peel these either. They have a really soft skin on them, but I like to peel mine, and then I am just going to pull out most of these seeds. If you guys wanted this to be a little bit spicier, just leave those seeds in the pepper. And then I'm just straining out my broth, and I'm going to reserve some of it to make my chili sauce with. I'm going to add that back into our large pot. And then for the tomatillos, you want to peel them. They are going to be pretty dirty and have a very sticky feeling on them, so you want to make sure that you rinse these off really, really well once you get them all peeled. So they're just inside of this little papery skin. You just want to pull them out, pull that off. And then we're going to put them into a pot, clean them off real good, and then I'm going to boil them just for about 10 minutes, just until they start to change color. So I'm just going to go through and pull the chicken into smaller pieces, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add that into my soup pot. In my blender cup, I have my roasted chilies. I'm adding in half of an onion, the other second set of spices, and then my reserved chicken broth. When you're working with hominy, you want to make sure that you rinse it and clean it really, really well. So I'm just cleaning off all of the hominy. And then I'm going to add about a cup of it to my blender, and this is going to act as our starch, and it's going to help to thicken up the soup just a little bit. And then I'm adding in my bunch of cilantro, and then we're just going to blend this until smooth. After you blend your chili mixture, you want to add some olive oil. I'm just using my same pot I boiled my tomatillos in. And you just want to cook the sauce for just about 15 minutes. And I added my tomatillos to the blender, and I'm just straining them right now to get the skins and the seeds out of them. I didn't want to put that in my soup, so. And I was going to strain the chili mixture, but then I decided that I didn't want to. I thought it was fine the way that it was. And then that's it. You just want to let this cook for about 30 more minutes. And then your pozole is all done. It looks absolutely beautiful and delicious. We're just going to serve it in a bowl and garnish with whatever toppings you like. And there it is, Pozole Verde. So that was the recipe. Don't come after me if I didn't do it exactly right, because like I said, this was my very first time making this, but I think it turned out really great. I've never really tried it before, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, but it tastes amazing. What it kind of reminds me of is a mix between like a pork green chili and a tortilla soup. Again, I'm just going to show you guys how beautiful it looks. Our pozole. And so it has chicken in it, and then I just garnished it with cabbage, cilantro, white onions, radishes, avocados, and oregano. And then we can add chips in and stuff. And then another thing we're excited about, because if you guys saw our mukbang video, we're gonna start doing that a little bit. Mukbang. Everybody has these really cool, big, giant wooden soup spoons. So we got us some big, giant wooden soup spoons.
Yes.
So we're both excited. There's your spoon. Which one do you want?
This one.
Sorry. And then we're just gonna get into it. So you go ahead and give it a taste and
give it a taste.
Let me know how it is.
See, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And you gotta squeeze your lime in there too first. And then this is kind of funny because it might seem like we drink a lot, but we actually don't. But we are drinking red beer again because it goes great with Mexican food.
It goes great with a lot of food she makes. Got a little bit of the pozole, some chicken, avocado. All right, we're going in.
Ooh, you got that whole spoon in your mouth.
Mmm. Oh my god.
It's so good, right? I have to taste things to make sure that I'm making them correctly and stuff like that. So. Like I said, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. It's the first time I've ever had this before. but this is pretty dang good.
It is.
Maybe.
And I love chicken. I don't know what you did here, but I love this pozole.
The hominy.
Mhm.
Soft and kind of chewy. And I think that's what's giving it the corn,
The hominy.
the chicken tortilla-esque type of a flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really, really good.
It is really good. I'm going to put a couple.
I love all the fresh veggies in it too.
Put a couple of her chips in here.
These spoons are fun.
They are.
How is it with the tortillas?
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. Gives that little bit of crunch.
A little bit of saltiness.
Oh, I love it.
It's so tasty. Yeah, it would be really good with some cheese quesadillas. It really, really, really reminds me of green chili.
Like green chili without the pork, but with chicken. A lot of other things that are different, but... Do you want to take a sip of tomato beer? Oh, he's coming down your side. We do need some napkins. Oh!
Okay. All right.
Okay, it's about that time. Red beer time.
I
Cheers.
have mine in a jar. These are great jars.
Fits the whole beer.
They fit a whole beer. Fit an entire... I'm gonna just stick my spoon in here. Throw it back in the soup.
You know what's crazy is like she and I are so telepathically connected. I was just thinking the same thing.
Were you?
Yes. I was like, I want to do it on video. She don't care.
That's good. I don't care. Keeping it real. We're getting so excited for Christmas.
Presents are being wrapped, throwing up the Christmas tree underneath it, and
One thing
It's
though
great.
I would like to complain about is I don't understand why Amazon has to send the most gigantic boxes in the entire world for one simple little thing. Okay, I put some crunchies.
I'll put some crunchies in mine.
Put some crunchies in my soup now.
Yep.
Oh yeah. This is amazing.
You did a really good job.
Whenever I come up with a new recipe, I always first of all, I watch a million videos. I just kind of decide what kind of flavors I like, where I think I should be adding or taking things away a little bit. And that's how I came up with this recipe.
I really like the chips in here. I don't know.
And homemade
Quesadilla.
fried tortillas are going to be so much better than store-bought tortilla chips. They're thicker, they just taste better, they hold up better.
Mukbang spoons for the win.
What are we going to do for our next mukbang, B? Can't decide.
I don't know. Give us some ideas, guys. Leave a comment down below and let us know what we should do our next mukbang about. I'm always going to say yes to wings. Tay and Lou, who we love. Shout out Tay and Lou.
It's Tay and Lou. It's Tay and Lou. What is it? Bang gang or something.
Bang, gang, bang, gang.
They're super fun to watch.
They are.
They always eat crab legs, though. I don't know if we can afford that just yet.
They eat a lot of crab legs. But I love seafood, and they do eat a lot of seafood.
It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun.
What we're thinking is a sushi and...
Chocolate ganache cake.
Yes! Sushi and chocolate ganache cake from Marigold.
Sounds heavenly. Everything is closed here, so we can't go out to eat. Safety first, right?
So we have our little dinner dates when we make videos.
We've been getting takeout sushi, and I'll tell you what, it's just not the same eating sushi out of a styrofoam box than it is to just get served sushi.
Guys, I got a big surprise too. I got Amber a surprise for Christmas, multiple ones, but the main one I'm really excited about will help out with her YouTube channel. So once everything gets set up for that,
exciting.
Yeah.
So today's the 9th, so we have 16 more days.
It's a long time.
Okay, we'll be fine. We got a lot to do. We got a lot of stuff to do. Keep us busy.
I am tearing this up.
It's so good. So filling. I'll tell you one thing. When you start doing more mukbangs, there's no way I'm going to be eating copious amounts of food. I just can't.
I'll keep going. It's my last bite.
Was it?
It's my last bite.
Oh, I have a lot left.
I know you do. I put it down. She was eating chips and salsa while I was returning Christmas presents in order to get better ones. Thank God that they came in early.
That's the one bad thing about ordering stuff online.
If I got the present that I did today for for who I'm giving it to. If I got it like on Christmas Eve and didn't have time to return it, I seriously would have cried. It just wasn't what it was advertised as.
Once that happens, that's a risky take when you order online. But like, I mean, we're kind of being forced online now.
Right.
Because so many places are closing.
Even the basketball players had a mask on while they were playing basketball. I couldn't do that.
I get really hot.
Oh, with sensitive skin too, as soon as you put it on, it's just like an irritant. It is.
I'm not a fan. We
Nope.
do it. We do our part, but we don't like it. We don't have to like it. we can complain all we want.
Mm-hmm.
Hobby.
Mm-hmm. You got some salt on yours.
I know.
I mean, mine's fast this time.
It's because you're like 3 in.
Exactly how many I'm in.
This is my first one. Got a little pickle down there. And our red beers. We put olives this time. The meal in itself.
It is. And then we just had pozole. Pozole.
Pozole. You know, I wish I could speak Spanish.
We'll learn.
I think I'm going to. My
Rosetta
dream is to
Stone.
move to Mexico and just not marry into a Mexican family, but find a Mexican family to take me in. What? That's my dream. I'm allowed to dream.
You can get your Mexican grandma all you want.
That'll be the best thing in the world. We got a kitty visitor.
Oh.
This is our mean kitty, though.
She's not mean.
She's...
No, she's not. She only likes to be bothered when she wants to be bothered.
She's particular.
Mm-hmm.
She's very typical of a cat.
She's very typical of a woman, okay? You don't mess with her unless she wants to be messed with.
That's very true.
So she's taken the last few bites of her pozole, and we would just like to ask you if you can like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications so you know whenever we post new videos to our channel. And her channel. Bye.